You know that feeling, right? You press the power button on your PC, and then you wait. And wait. It can feel like an eternity. Well, today, we're going to finally tame that slow startup beast and get your Windows PC back up to speed.
Seriously, that sluggish boot up is one of the most common frustrations out there. But here's the thing, it's not something you just have to live with. So what is actually going on behind the scenes when your computer decides to take its sweet time?
Well, it turns out the main reason is often hiding right in front of us. It's all those applications that decide to launch themselves the moment you turn on your PC. Think about it. Each one grabs a little piece of your computer's power, and when they all try to go at once, it's a digital traffic jam that brings everything to a crawl.
To really get a grip on this, we need to take a super quick peek under the hood. Don't worry, it's not complicated. We're just going to talk about two key parts of your computer.
First up is RAM. The easiest way to think about RAM is like your desk. It's where you put everything you're actively working on so you can get to it fast. But what happens when your desk gets too cluttered? Well, the same thing happens with your computer when too many programs are open.
And then you have the CPU, which is literally the brain of the whole operation. It's in charge of executing every single instruction, from moving your mouse to running a huge piece of software. So when it doesn't apps all demand attention at startup, they're all screaming at the brain at the same time. And that's just a recipe for a slowdown.
And here's where it gets really interesting. When your RAM, that super fast disk space, gets totally filled up by all those startup apps, your computer has to do something else. It starts using your hard drive as virtual memory. Imagine your desk is full, so for every little thing you need, you have to get up, walk down the hall, and pull it from a filing cabinet. It's just so much slower, and that's the lag you feel.
Okay, so our mission is clear. We need to clear that clutter at startup to free up our RAM and CPU. And the best part is, you can do this with tools that are already built right into Windows. No downloads needed.
All right, here's your new favorite keyboard shortcut. Forget clicking through a bunch of menus. Just press Control, Shift, and Escape all at the same time. Boom, this instantly brings up the Task Manager.
So, once you're in the Task Manager, look for a tab that says Startup Apps. Give that a click. You'll see a whole list of programs. Just find one you don't need the second your computer turns on, click on it, and then hit that Disable button. It's that easy. The app is still installed, it just won't bug you at startup anymore. Pro tip, look at the Publisher column to make sure you know what you're disabling.
Now, to make your job even easier, Windows tells you the startup impact of each app. Anything labeled high is a real resource hog. We're talking it's eating up more than a second of your CPU's time. Those are your primary targets. But honestly, a bunch of medium and low-impact apps can definitely add up, so feel free to disable anything you don't need right away.
And hey, if keyboard shortcuts aren't your thing, there's another way. You can just go to the Settings app, click on Apps, and then go to Startup. It takes you to the exact same list. It's always good to know both ways.
Okay, but what if you've got some sneaky programs that don't show up on that main list? Yeah, that happens. Don't worry, we've got a couple of advanced tricks up our sleeve for those.
First thing to try, press the Windows key and the R key to open the Run box. Then type in shell:startup, just like you see it here. This opens a special folder that's just for your user account. If you see any shortcuts in here for apps you don't want starting up, just delete them.
Now, for the next level, you can type shell:"common startup into that same run box. This opens a similar folder, but this one is for every single user on the computer. It gives you a lot more control. You can remove shortcuts from here to stop an app from launching for anybody who logs into that PC.
All right, let's take a deep breath. For the ultimate level of control, there's something called the Windows Registry. But I have to give you a huge word of caution here. Messing around in the registry without knowing what you're doing can cause some serious problems. This is really only for advanced users, and if you do go in there, you should always back it up first. Seriously.
Okay, before we wrap up, let's quickly bust a super common myth that freaks a lot of people out when they open the Task Manager for the first time.
So, you open up Task Manager, and you see this thing called System Idle Process, and it's using like 95, 98, maybe even 99% of your CPU. The natural reaction is to panic, right? You think, oh no, what is this thing that's hijacking my entire computer?
Well, relax. It's actually the complete opposite of what it looks like. The system idle process isn't using resources, it's showing you how many resources are free. It's basically a measurement of how much bored your CPU is.
So when you see that number at 99%, you should be thrilled. That's fantastic news. It means your CPU is just sitting back totally relaxed, with 99% of its power available and ready for whatever you throw at it. A high number here is a very, very good thing.
All right, so now that your startup is clean, here are a few more rapid-fire tips to keep your PC running fast. Try to restart it at least once a week. It really does help. Uninstall old software you never use. Always run Windows Update. Clean out your temporary files every now and then. And for goodness sake, close some of those browser tabs. You'd be amazed at the difference that alone can make.
Look, the most important thing to take away from all this is that you don't have to just accept a slow computer. You are in the driver's seat. With just the task manager and a couple of these simple tricks, you have all the power you need to make your PC perform the way it's supposed to.
So there you have it. You've got the tools, you've got the knowledge. The only question left is, what are you going to do with it? Go ahead, open up that task manager, take a look at your list, and tell me, which high-impact app are you disabling first?